Welcome to Full Sports Press. I'm your host, Brian Hill. This is the sports show that tells your mother-in-law, you know what? You're all right in my book, you old broad. You're all right. The NBA is officially back, and it appears that the Brooklyn Nets are legit after the recent reveal of the pensive duo. Of course, I'm referring to Kevin Durant, aka Johnny Longlegs, and the NBA's spiritual guru and basketball genius, Kyrie Irving. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, how are these two guys, with their history of poor media relations, how are they going to keep their composure under the relentless hammer of the New York press? And I cannot blame them for thinking that. It wasn't that long ago that Durant freaked out when one of them asked him a simple question.
Yeah, I mean, how are you playing? How's the team playing in the last couple weeks?
I'm done. You know you don't care about that.
I just asked you.
Have a good night.
Now you're trying to read my mind.
Exactly what you do to me every day.
That was uncomfortable. And Kyrie hasn't fared much better. In fact, he's been worse. He's always talking some kind of nonsensical jargon, whether it's saying that the world's flat or that is telling his teammates in a group chat that they can start their own league. There's plenty of red meat for the media to chew on, but we here at Full Sports Press, we're taking a different approach, something a little bit more nuanced. It's called leaving these people alone. Look, anyone who's like me, born and raised in New York, knows that this is our best chance at winning a championship. We could always lie to ourselves and say that the Knicks have a shot, but we all know their season's going to end up like Nate Robinson after his fight with Jake Paul, splayed out all sad in a puddle of his own fluids. Speaking of the Knicks, you want to know why Durant was so mad in that clip? Because some jackass was speculating that he was going to sign with the Knicks as a free agent. The Knicks. Do you know who the last notable Knicks free agent signing was? Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah. I mean, come on, man. New York is supposed to be the mecca of basketball. How could you be the mecca of anything if you haven't won at it? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm begging everybody, give these two misunderstood souls whatever they need. They're just simple men with complex feelings who want to play a game called basketball. And this isn't the NFL. This is the NBA. These people have faces, and they tend to get whatever they want anyway. So come on. If Kyrie wants to burn Sage before a game, then Sage should be released from the Barclays Center AC Ducks. If Kevin Durant doesn't want to engage with the media because they label him as the most hated person in the league, and then he says that they're toxic, well, he's probably right. We all know the media are just a bunch of nerds who never actually played the sport that they're covering. Or if they did, they probably only average about 1.4 points a game as a senior in high school.
You average 1.4 points as a senior in high school?
Yeah, that clown. Now, some members of the media might respond and say, well, they can handle it. They both won championships. Sure, but those championships were won with the asterisks of greatness. Kyrie only won with LeBron James, who's basically like a fat guy in a room where someone farted. All eyes are on him. And you know what? He did it. He farted, and then he turned it into a successful TV show called Yeah, It Was Me, and It Smells Like Victory. As for KD, he won with the sweet shimmy of the Golden State Warriors. That was a team that essentially turned the NBA into a Hallmark movie. Sure, there was a little drama in the final act, but we all knew those crazy kids were going to make it work. With KD and Kyrie on the court in Brooklyn, we finally have high-level basketball in New York. That means we have to treat it like an endangered animal. We've got to protect it, which means we have to keep the media away. So don't go around telling me stories about Durant's inner turmoil or if Kyrie's building a boat to go to the edge of the earth. All I want to hear about is fist bumps and high fives. Maybe, just maybe, we can see something we haven't seen in New York in a long time. And that's a basketball team that won't soil itself. That's all for this episode of Full Sports Press. Join us next time when we ask Dwayne Haskins, why weren't you wearing a face mask in a club, but you were wearing one in a Zoom call? I mean, come on, man. I mean, this child. Oh boy. This poor mama. This poor mama.